Some meals just feel like a warm hug, cozy, rich, and deeply satisfying. Mapo Tofu is one of them. It's bold, spicy, and full of deep umami flavor, wrapped up in silky tofu and a luscious, savory sauce. This recipe comes from Linda Yi, also known as Panda, the artist and storyteller behind Panda Cub Stories. Panda recently published a collection of her favorite family recipes as a large deck of cards. One side is the recipe drawn in her whimsical comic style, and the other is a meticulously organized and laid out written recipe. We'll start by gathering everything we need. Simple ingredients, but when they come together, magic. Here's our tofu, soft and delicate, ready to soak up all of that flavor. Next, doubanjiang, or Sichuan chili bean paste. This deep red paste is the soul of the dish, adding a rich fermented heat. These are fermented black beans, or douxu. They add a bold, salty umami that gives the sauce extra depth. Here's our garlic, finely chopped, because garlic makes everything better. A little fresh ginger, also finely minced. It adds a bright, warming note to balance the spice. Scallions, both the white and green parts, white for cooking, green for garnish. A pinch of salt, because everything needs a little seasoning. A dash of white pepper for warmth. And of course, Sichuan peppercorn powder. This is what gives Mapo Tofu its signature tingle, that satisfying electric heat that warms you from the inside out. Chili oil, because we're turning up the heat. And for the sauce, we need a little water, and to thicken everything, we'll use potato starch, just a spoonful mixed with water to give us that perfect glossy finish. Finally, our ground pork. This will add a delicious meaty richness to the dish. If you prefer a vegetarian version, it's okay to skip the meat, it's just as delicious. We'll start by pre-cooking the ground pork. Heat up a little oil in the wok, just enough to coat the bottom. In goes the pork. Stir-fry it until it's cooked through and slightly golden, breaking it up as you go into small crumbled pieces that won't overshadow the tofu. Once it's done, add a pinch of salt, scoop it out, and set it aside. Now we build the sauce. This is where all the flavors come alive. We'll start by adding a little more oil to the wok. Once it's warm, in goes the chili bean paste. Stir gently and let it sizzle. Let the paste cook until it deepens in color, staining the oil a beautiful deep red and fills your kitchen with its unmistakable fragrance. Now add the fermented black beans, giving them just a few seconds to wake up. Then in go the garlic and ginger. As soon as they hit the heat, the whole kitchen smells amazing. Now we bring everything together. First, the tofu, gently placed in the wok so it stays intact. Give it a gentle nudge to let it settle into the sauce. The ground pork then goes back in if you choose to use meat. Add a pinch of white pepper for warmth. Then we'll add a little water, enough to let everything simmer and soak in these incredible flavors. Gently push the tofu and meat around so it settles into the sauce. Now we turn up the heat just until it reaches a light boil. Then we lower the heat and let it simmer for about 3 minutes. You can add chili oil now for extra spice. I made my own in 5 minutes using a recipe from another of Panda's cards. I made a short 60-second video on that, which you can find on my channel. As it all simmers, this is where the magic happens. The tofu soaks up all that rich, spicy sauce. The pork gets even more flavorful, and everything starts coming together into something cozy and comforting. Now add the scallion whites. They'll soften just slightly, adding a little extra texture. And for the last addition, a little potato starch mixed with water. Pour it in, gently stirring as the sauce thickens. It goes from thin and brothy to rich, silky, and perfectly glossy. Every bite of tofu gets coated in this luscious, spicy sauce. Turn off the heat, and we're ready to serve. I made some rice for a base, and I generously ladle my Mapo Tofu over that. For the final flourish, a sprinkle of the fresh, bright green scallion slices and some Sichuan peppercorn powder. And now, the best part. Pick up a piece of tofu with your chopsticks. It's soft, but holds its shape, coated in that spicy, savory sauce. You take a bite, and instantly, it's comforting and bold all at once. The silky tofu melts in your mouth, the ground pork adds a rich umami, and the tingling heat from the Sichuan peppercorns lingers just enough to keep you reaching for another bite. A scoop of rice soaks up the sauce, carrying every bit of that rich, spicy flavor. It's the perfect balance. Warm, comforting, and just a little addictive. You keep eating bite after bite because, honestly, who could stop? This is the kind of meal that just wraps you in warmth, spicy, comforting, and perfect for any night. If you try this recipe, let me know how it turned out. Like, comment, and subscribe for more random food adventures. And be sure to check out pandacubstories.com for more incredible illustrated recipes. I hope you enjoyed every bite. Happy cooking, and see you next time.